PS1 graphics in 2025? Why? And my answer to that is, why not? I mean, I'm one of those guys. You give me the low poly, massive textures, and I love it. It's probably nostalgia, but it's also, I don't know, I just like the style. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm actually very appreciative when people make new games with PS1 graphics. You know why? Because in my opinion, it has become a style now. It's not a technical limitation anymore like it used to be in 1995. It is its own style, which is why it still works. But let's see if that's what they're going to say or not. Let's have a look. Please teach me, explain to us.
Console. It was a game changer. Not only did it give rise to some of the biggest and most iconic series of all time, but it cemented the long-awaited transition from 2D to 3D graphics.
Yeah.
When the PS1 arrived, it offered far more than just a new dimension. Its manifold innovations allowed us to immerse ourselves in deeper stories and more complex universes, all encapsulated within its 32 bits of power.
Yeah, when games were good, am I right?
2 bits, 4 bits, 8 bits. 16 bits, 32 bits.
The distinctive look of PlayStation games was the result of console limitations, and to some extent artistic decisions.
Yeah.
More than 2 decades later, a series of strange and fascinating experimental games are emerging, inspired by those idiosyncrasies that were once considered the telltale weaknesses of the hardware. And then just as today we understand that pixel art is not just low-fidelity 2D art, instead a unique style in its own right.
Absolutely. I love pixel art. I got obsessed with pixel art. I'm literally following like 5, 6 pixel art Facebook groups, and I keep downloading, and I've got like this folder, and now I've created subfolders, which is like towns, city, forest, anime. Like I've been creating a whole, and I don't even know why I'm doing it. It's just, I just love it. I just freaking love it. Look at this. Look at this wonderful face. It's amazing. Spyro just gave me some nostalgia. Oh yeah, Spyro was great. I remember that. Spyro was a great game. Metal Gear Solid, are you joking? Soul Reaver. I loved Soul Reaver, but I'm a Legacy of Kain guy. Many people love the old school sprites. Same, absolutely. To be technical though, the sprite, we say sprite to mean like the full Super Mario character. Believe it or not, the sprite of Super Mario technically is made of 4 sprites. So the reality is that what we call sprite, meaning the character, the reality is in the development world, I know because I've been doing this for a year now, I've been learning how to make games, been studying Unreal Engine. In the development world, the sprite is the combination that you can put in 1 bit of data. And so oftentimes these characters require multiple sprites. So Mario is made of 4 sprites.
In this video, we will explore why these graphics from yesteryear are re-emerging today.
Love it.
And what can this style offer? Why does it work so well at scaring the crap out of us?
Yeah.
In a generation that demands more and more realism, what is all this? Is this all just a simple walk down nostalgia lane? Or is it something else?
I think it's more than that.
To say that this system was an enormous leap forward for graphics might just be the understatement of the century.
Yeah.
Game developers were like, yo, we have 3D now. Let's start throwing rotating 3D objects at the player whenever we can.
Yeah.
There was a sudden explosion of creative output. Some devs built ambitious worlds with minute attention to detail.
Yep.
Looking back, the console literally only had 1 megabyte of VRAM. Developers had to be very economical with the number of polygons their models used, and typically keeping things under 500 triangles. This need to conserve resources resulted in empty environments, like liminal spaces that felt as if they were hiding something.
Ooh, Tenchu, guys. You know, I have a lot of memories when it comes to Tenchu, particularly Tenchu 2, because it was the one that actually allowed you to create your own custom levels. You remember that? So then you would save them onto memory card, and then you could take the memory card to your friend's house, and he also had Tenchu, because of course everybody did. And then you would put the memory card in, and him like, hey, I created a new level. Want to try it? You want to try it? And then you would just, it was so fun to just watch your friend like fail or maybe succeed eventually, or get into the trap or the ambush that you place the characters. Where is all of this gone? Like everything now is literally just focused on make money and copy whatever economic, like financial system works the best, and then just do that. But back in the day, there was a lot of creativity. The one thing about Tenchu, though, is that when you do the assassination animation, he would cut with the blunt part of the katana. That was one thing that always pissed me off. Or Ninja To, in fact. Because, of course, it's... Right? It would literally do this and cut from the... whatever.
Furthermore, games were generally only able to render, like, the least amount of chunks ever.
Yeah.
And then there were phenomena, such as polygons moving for no apparent reason. The wobbly and nervous, timid little vertices. Embracing these effects, or rather, side effects, is essentially celebrating what made these games unique. They're what gives the PlayStation 1 its allure, its interesting, distinctive look that's all too easy to pick out from the crowd.
Like, even what we just saw now with the screen of Metal Gear Solid, they didn't have a lot to work with, so what do? They create an atmosphere. They choose a tint of teal, to get a greenish teal. They go into monochrome, and so that now gives me the idea of I'm looking through like an old school screen, and it communicates, right? Incredible. Look at that.
It's true that today's games can immerse us in lush, beautiful worlds that, under the right conditions,
it's a different
can feel
thing.
Almost indistinguishable from reality. But there are those who feel that something was lost during this transition, a magical, special sensation that is somehow absent in modern graphics.
There is a place for both. I'm going to be honest with you. I love this ultra-realistic stuff, photorealistic stuff. It's great too. But they're two completely different slots.
And for many, it's also just a simple reminder of the days when games were just games, where your imagination simply filled in the gaps.
True.
So, what would happen if we took a modern game and tried to make it look like the X-Files games for the PS1? This is what we call a demake. If a remake tries to recreate something using current technology, improving graphics, music, whatever you can think of, then the humble demake, by contrast, endeavors to accomplish just the opposite, mimicking old technology to recreate something new and make it seem, well, classic. It's a devolution, an ode to old school aesthetics.
Man, I love it.
And more than presenting a visual style from the past to new audiences, it's about distilling modern games to their sheer
Okay, but why is he naked?
artistic merits. Would you have fallen in love with your favorite AAA title if it looked like this?
Yes.
It helps us appreciate game design and look beyond graphical superficiality.
Oh, that's The Last of Us.
This is Location Withheld.
Oh, yes, it is.
That
was Last of Us 2. I finished it, but there were some things in Last of Us 2 that was so cringe. I love this, though. Look at this.
Withheld. This is its demake.
Ooh.
It's the same game, the only difference being graphical fidelity. The low-resolution transformation compresses colors and pixelates almost everything in front of you.
I'm sorry, what game is this?
The photos become indiscernible. Something just doesn't seem exactly right. The office in the original Location Withheld feels immersive. You interact with objects, rotate them, seeing every detail. While the demake will only show you a static image, accompanied by text.
Still good.
All of this deprives the player of important visual information in subtle ways that the original couldn't, and as a result, there's more tension. Compare it and tell me what intensified. You can't deny it looks way more spooky. Like, way more spooky. According to the highly...
We lost him, guys. We lost him. He's gone. What game was that, though? Even the original. What game was it? The one with the computer. Let me know if you know, because that looks something I would play. All right, Resident Evil 1. Let's go. And to be honest, Resident Evil 1 was using pre-rendered graphics anyway, so it's not like a PlayStation 1 could actually output this sort of graphic in engine. This is pre-rendered. The models being the actual assets. Still.
Scientific survey we carried out in the community tab, peer-reviewed by the New England Journal of Cutting Edgery, more than 70% of you did not have a PS1. Perhaps because you had another console, or because growing up you only really played at arcades.
Or youngsters.
But still, you may not have experienced it firsthand, but you know intuitively when a game feels like it's from that era. An era perhaps before your own, yet still somehow nostalgic. But as we just saw, Also, still capable of being fucking terrifying, as horror indie developers are well aware.
Yes, I love them.
Remember Alf? He's back.
Indie developers are like, it's my legal drug, particularly in the horror genre. You give me 10 indie games and I will be very happy. And that's what I do also because they're not expensive. That's another thing. Oftentimes you can play them for free. Since you can donate a little money, usually do, when I like the product. But I didn't have a PS1, never wanted one, and he's absolutely right. There is a style. Yeah, absolutely. I did have a PlayStation 1. I bought it when I was 14. We had to split the price with my cousin, so we would have it a week each because we couldn't afford the whole thing. Yeah, no, totally. It was mind-blowing at the time. Absolutely grew up with it.
In pod form.
But then you find projects like The Big Catch. This game is somewhat reminiscent of Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and all those other fast-paced games with levels that had super upbeat music. It captures that 90s essence of pure fun, but adds an extra layer of sophistication by incorporating some extra knowledge and experience gained from 2 subsequent decades
Never
of
heard
game
of it.
development.
I don't know about that sentence, though. So far, I've agreed with everything. But to be honest, I think that if we could have one of the old school developers, the ones that actually produced the games that with, I don't know, Final Fantasy Tactics, for instance, or a Metal Gear Solid and whatnot, I think they were more skilled than some of, particularly the AAA. Again, indie to me is the actual linear continuation of the original craft. AAA is a spin-off because there are a lot of developers today. Sure, they're skilled in the programming language. They can do beautiful 3D assets. Oftentimes, they actually buy a lot of the assets from stores. Nothing wrong with that, but just saying. Whereas when it comes to like their ability to they look shiny, a lot of the games, but there's a lot of microtransactions. There is a lot of they're studied to be addictive. And they're mostly connected to functionalities online, depending on the game. Expedition 33 being an exception to this. But when you look at old school games, it wasn't about, what made the developers amazing is that each single developer had to make his game stand out on its own merit because it was good. So the story, the graphics, the gameplay, everything was polished to as good as you could, and it needed to be original, stand out from the crowd. Today is, what's the most marketable thing? Copy paste. So no, I think the old school developers have something to teach the AAA, at least the AAA. Indie, separate thing. Hey Martin, thanks so much for being here. I was a big on the Sega Genesis, but yeah, too. Same. I still have one. I still play it. Sega Genesis connected to a CRT right now.
Guess which graphics engine this is? Now, believe it or not, this game was made using none other than Unreal Engine. And it really shows just what Unreal is capable of.
Sure, yeah.
This is from the YouTube channel Marcis, and it's truly a testament to the power of simplicity. Although the word simplicity is debatable here, as it takes an inhuman level of attention to detail to capture the PS1 aesthetic the way they have. Many, many devs are embracing the limitations and restrictions of an age-long past. They gather inspiration from the graphics, the gameplay, and even the narratives, sometimes to create a game that we didn't even realize we've long been dreaming of.
That's so true. It did happen to me.
Resident Evil was one of Shinji Mikami's 2 great contributions to the human race, the other being a charming little dinosaur game that made the phrase "rar XD" feel like a genuine threat. Dino Crisis was a horror experience that was kind of like if someone took Resident Evil and Jurassic Park and gave them a bit of a unique spin. It was an action horror adventure brimming with puzzles, exploration, and gore. Now,
Man, that gave me the chills.
after 3 installments, the latest one being released in 2003, we haven't seen anything for more than 20 years on the Dino Crisis front.
That's a shame.
I'm afraid that Capcom shows no signs of digging up this fossil.
What are they doing? Look at that.
I recently came across a game that...
I'm going to tell you something, and this might be a bit of a hot take perhaps, but when a major developer decides that they are not going to continue a fan-loved series, they decide we're not going to make this anymore. they should do an open project and allow some of those extremely talented modders, for instance, to like, or even an indie studio to continue it if the fans really want it. I mean, I know it's a little bit of a hot topic because then who do you give it to, and it might lose some of it. I get it, but then again, there are some games that we are like, we really want it, but they're not. And they kind of did it with the new Heroes of Might and Magic, the olden era, and I have to say, it's pretty good. There are some things that are ridiculous, like they removed the zombies from the undead, out of their mind. But apart from those choices, it's a good game. And great, because we want a new Heroes of Might and Magic, and they just are not doing it. So at this point, have a good studio with a good reputation, indie, and maybe with some fan, because it needs to be fair. You need to put fans of the game in it, because they are the ones that really grew up with it, so understand it. Let the players develop it. And then I would do like Medieval. Yeah, Medieval on PS1. It was a great game. I remember that one. It was good. That was good. Hey, Apocalypse. Good to see you. It's really fun.